We have one more game left of our campaign as we take on Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup final on Saturday. In today's video, we will of course go over the build-up to that game. Not only that, we will discuss the Celtic player that is set for a shock exit. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Hibernian manager David Gray has admitted he'll be watching Saturday's Scottish Cup final with more than casual interest as Celtic prepare to take on Aberdeen at Hampden. While his staff will be at the match, he'll be watching from afar. While Gray would normally tune in for the showpiece occasion, this year's final carries extra significance for the Leith side. Hibs' third-place finish in the Premiership has already secured them a spot in the Europa League qualifiers, but their European journey could be significantly extended if Celtic complete the treble. If Brendan Rodgers' side lift the trophy, Hibs will be guaranteed 8 European fixtures next season. Even if they fall at the Europa League qualifying stage, they'll drop into the Conference League's league stage, offering a run of European games. Gray said, "I always watch it anyway every year, and then clearly there's a wee bit of an incentive to be watching it and why we want to watch it. I'm sure these games are always good, so it'll be an interesting one to watch." Hibs will go into the qualifiers as Scotland's Europa League representatives, but their progression is dependent on the outcome at Hampden. It's always good to have Scottish teams in Europe, and it would be great to have more representation in the league stage of the Europa League. With the financial and footballing benefits of extended European competition at stake, it's no surprise Gray will be hoping the Hoops do the business in Glasgow. Now for the main story, Leicester are eyeing a move to bring former star Jeffrey Schlupp back to the club. Schlupp, who spent the second half of this season on loan at Celtic, is out of contract at Selhurst Park next month. Leicester are planning to rebuild their squad following relegation from the Premier League and see the 32-year-old's experience and versatility as a key addition to their squad. Schlupp primarily played at left-back for Celtic, but can also feature as a winger and in central midfield. The former Ghana international came through the ranks at Leicester and was part of their title-winning squad in the 2015 to 2016 campaign before joining Crystal Palace in January 2017. He has made 33 appearances across all competitions for Palace and Celtic in the 2024 to 2025 campaign, notching 1 goal and 1 assist. Schlupp could win his latest trophy on Saturday when Celtic take on Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup final. Leicester are preparing for an instant return to the Championship, but are not expected to keep current boss Ruud van Nistelrooy in the dugout for the 2025 to 2026 campaign. The Foxes were hit with a new blow on Tuesday after being hit with a breach of profit and sustainability rules for the 2023 to 2024 season. Schlupp could prove a cost-effective addition for the Midlands side as they target an immediate return to the top flight. In other news, Matt O'Reilly helped Brighton grab a late win over Premier League champions Liverpool last night, setting up the winning goal at the Amex Stadium. With the game level at 2-2, O'Reilly came off the bench and played a clever pass for Jack Hinchelwood, who scored the third and final goal of the night. The Danish midfielder joined Brighton from Celtic last summer in a deal worth over 25 million. Since then, he's had some ups and downs in the Premier League, but moments like this remind everyone why he was so highly rated in Scotland. His pass for the winner was smart and showed the vision that made him one of Celtic's best players before he moved south. O'Reilly has been linked with clubs in the Premier League, Germany and Italy. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano recently reported that several top sides are keeping an eye on him. That interest might lead to another big move in the near future. Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler, however, was quick to praise O'Reilly after the match, highlighting the midfielder's intelligence against the Premier League champions. He said, "I can just be happy for the players, especially Matt O'Reilly and Jack Hinchelwood, who had a big impact on the goal," he said. If Brighton decide to sell him on, Celtic could benefit again. When they sold O'Reilly, the club added a sell-on clause to the deal. That means they'll get a share of any future transfer fee. Depending on the size of the clause, it could be a nice bonus for the Scottish champions. However, Hürzeler's praise for O'Reilly after the Liverpool game suggests he remains very much in his plans. His comments seem to cool down the idea that the midfielder is on the way out anytime soon. The Brighton boss appeared more focused on O'Reilly's impact and growth than on transfer talk. For Celtic fans, it's another reminder of the quality player the Hoops helped develop. O'Reilly might no longer be wearing the green and white, but his performances down south are still worth watching, especially if they might lead to more money heading to Celtic Park in the future. His performance off the bench against Liverpool proves he can perform at the highest level. coming off the bench and making the difference in such a big game will boost his confidence and might also increase his value. If a bidding war does break out in the months ahead, Celtic will be watching with interest. In other news, former Celtic striker Jorgis has spoken honestly about how his time at the club came to an end. He left Celtic in 2023 after things broke down between him, then manager Ange Postecoglou, and chief executive Michael Nicholson. Giakoumakis scored 26 goals in 57 games for Celtic. He was brought in by Postecoglou to lead the line, but later found himself out of the starting 11 more often. There were signs of frustration, especially on social media, where the Greek forward posted messages that Ange called out in public. Despite these problems, Giakoumakis had only good things to say about Ange as a coach. He still sees him as the best manager he's ever worked with in his football career. He said, maybe it was different sides, so maybe Ange was preferring this false nine. I think the relationship between me, Michael Nicholson and Ange in the end was really fragile. It was really fragile, and I think at some point it just broke the glass. He was the best manager I ever had in my career, football-wise. As a person, it doesn't matter. Personal relationships and personal opinions are different to every person, for a specific face, for a specific individual. But as a manager, I cannot say anything bad. He brought me there. Of course, though, I wasn't happy when I was not playing, he concluded. These words show how hard it can be to keep a player happy while also making tough decisions. Giakoumakis respected Postecoglou's style, but he was still upset about how things finished. It's unusual for a player to mention someone like Michael Nicholson, so what he said really stands out. What's also surprising is that Giakoumakis didn't shut the door on a possible return to Celtic, despite publicly criticising the Hoops chief executive. Giakoumakis still seems to care for the club and supporters, even after a tough ending. There's a sense that, for him, the problem wasn't with Celtic itself, but with how he was treated in his final months. For now, Giakoumakis is focused on Cruz Azul, but his comments will catch the attention of many in Glasgow. He remains a player who left his mark, and these new comments add more detail to a story many Celtic supporters still remember well. Whether a return ever happens remains to be seen, but the Greek striker's bond with Celtic clearly hasn't faded. Lastly, Celtic's title-winning players made a special visit to Glasgow Children's Hospital today, bringing the Scottish Premiership trophy with them. The visit gave many young patients the chance to meet their football heroes and see the trophy up close. Back in December, a number of players had visited the hospital to meet the kids and told them they would return if they won the league. True to their word, they came back after being crowned champions on Saturday at Celtic Park. Callum McGregor led the visit along with James Forrest, Kasper Schmeichel, Arne Engels and Dyson Maeda. They spent time with the children, took photos and shared some smiles and laughs. McGregor spoke about how important the visit was to the team, coming just after winning the league on Saturday and fulfilling the promise they had previously made. He said, having such a close connection to the hospital, we know how difficult it is for the kids there. We know the really serious challenges faced by many of the kids and that so many of them are in the hospital long term too. So anything that we can do to lift their spirits in some way, then we are really happy to help, he concluded. The players' visit was arranged with the help of Glasgow Children's Hospital charity. Kirsten Sinclair, the charity's chief executive, said, "We are immensely grateful to Celtic Football Club for their continued support and for bringing the Scottish Premiership trophy to the Royal Hospital for Children today," she said. It was a joyful moment for everyone involved. The kids, their families, and the hospital staff all enjoyed meeting the players. Celtic may have won the title, but today they also won a few more hearts. With the league title already won and one more game to go this season, visits like this show that Celtic is about more than football. It's about caring for people and making a difference when it really matters. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.